Hi, my name is Amirah Etayem, and I am from Graham High School, Ohio High Point, and this is my interpersonal communications project about diversity. This is my table of contents. This is my planning process page, which I go in detail about later on in the presentation. This is my online summary page, and my relations to FCS this relates to FCCLA and FCS because FCCLA is an open environment where everyone is loved and accepted. Communication has been the catalyst of all of these above. Describe the interdependence of cultural understanding and cultural intelligence skills. Describe how cultural intelligence skills influence the overall success and survival of a community. Recognize barriers in cross-cultural relationships and implement behavioral adjustments. And recognize the ways in which bias, stereotypes, and discrimination may influence self-worth. Let's start communicating about diversity. My concern this year is that diversity is not well represented in my area, and that a lack of diversity in a community can create a hostile environment unintentionally. When people feel like they don't fit in, they are less likely to stick around. My goal this year is to educate my community about diversity, inclusion, and the minority experience through written, verbal, nonverbal, and visual communication. My rationale. According to a St. Paris demographic in 2016, white represented 99.1% of the population. Asian represented 0.19, and mixed races represented 0.70. I want to make a difference in my community as I have seen and experienced through many years here at Graham. My pre-survey also showed that this was an issue in my area that we needed to work on. My plan. I plan to work to get an educational rally in place to inform students, administrators, staff, and community members about the issue that minorities face at the Graham School District. Use multiple forms of communication to inform, such as social media, phone calls, emails, and verbal communication, which includes meetings and presentations. I plan to round up some statements that will explain some of the experiences here. Work with important school members to create and execute a plan for a diversity group. Work with administrators to make a plan for next year. And work with teachers in the district to maybe come up with some lesson plans for the future. My act. I created a video about the educational rally to post on my social media pages. I went to a community-wide meeting to discuss the plans for the educational rally. I created a diversity group, which I had to communicate with my friends and family and administrators for who would be involved. I presented my thoughts on a culture fair to the diversity group, which included emails back and forth with everybody. I created projects to take over to the elementary school to allow the students to see. Presented to the staff at the elementary school about the plans for the culture fair. This included emails to communicate a time to meet, and then I met with them in person following all of the COVID rules. I planned a culture fair in March for the elementary school students and came up with some plans for the following years to continue this project, and hopefully I'm leaving a good foundation set. The diversity group was created with students, one administrator, one counselor, and one teacher. We wanted this group to be student-led, but with the resources from staff. This group created the educational rally, the culture fair, and peer mediation. The educational rally. With everything going on with the Black Lives Matter movements, we thought that this would be a good time to share and spread love and information, so we held an educational rally in attempts to communicate about diversity and the minority experience in our area. During this time, we asked community members to answer 2 questions within a signed statement. Throughout the pre-survey, people in my community felt like our community needed to work on appreciating diversity more. Here are some pictures from the educational rally. The culture fair. The diversity group put together a culture fair. We organized different projects of different countries to share with the elementary school. During this fair, we shared posters of the different countries with facts over various things that the other countries do. At the high school, we shared facts over the PA announcements about the different cultures, but also about loving everybody and their differences. These are pictures from our culture fair. Peer mediation is a group that the diversity committee put together where mediators will collaborate to resolve two students who are having an issue by helping them come up with a solution. And these are some pictures from our training and some of the documents that will be used and our bulletin board. Defining interpersonal communications. Communication is the act of using words, signs, sounds, or behaviors to express your ideas, thoughts, feelings to someone else. Communication helps anticipate problems, develop friendship, coordinate workflow, manage knowledge, ideas, and creativity, and it reduces the chances for error. Types of communication that I used are social media, flyers, school announcements, meetings, and bulletin boards. Impact on interpersonal communications. The first one is demonstrate processes for cooperating, compromising, and collaborating. This project, I had to use phone calls, emails, text messages, and many face-to-face meetings. The second one is demonstrate ethical behaviors in family, workplace, and community settings. The meetings I attended were always professional, and we were always polite and open-minded to everybody's opinion. The third one is demonstrate strategies to motivate, encourage, and build trust in group members. This project was entirely relationship-based and could not have been done without the people involved. And the people include the people in the diversity group, the attendees at the educational rally, and other community relations. The last one is compare relative merits of opposing points of view regarding the current ethical issue. Some people did not see my project as important because they don't see racism at Graham. But there was also some backlash to our educational rally due to people in the community being worried about their safety because of the Black Lives Matter movements that were going on at the time. These issues were resolved at community-wide meetings. My follow-up. For this being the first step, the educational rally had a good turnout. Approximately 100 people attended the educational rally to support diversity. For the culture fair, the students were very interested and were willing to be a part of the conversation to make this world a better place. Peer mediation. We have had some issues come up to us regarding this topic at hand, and the problems have been resolved in a calm way. We are looking forward to grow and continue this project in upcoming years, although I will not be here to do so. My post-survey involved the elementary school students completing questions about what they gained from the culture fair. Some common themes is that they loved learning about this and that they would love